Welcome back to Scotties Hobbies. This Cadillac DeVille is a 2002, and I'm gonna tell you a little story about this. So this person, my friend, hit me up. He was like, hey, I need a BJ really bad. And I was like, you know what? I got you. I got the best BJs in town and I'll get you done really quick. So he came over, I was doing the brake job for him, replaced the pads and rotors, took off his rear wheel on the driver's side, and look at this picture I sent him of that rear wheel. Right there. Look how bad that is. Oh yeah, before we go too far, please hit that like button, subscribe, share, check out the video library, all that good stuff, and just check it out. But, so I noticed the inner wheels on the rear were just torn up. They were bad. Started looking at everything, come to find out his airbags are blown out on the rear. So instead of replacing the airbags on the rear, let me show you what we are going to do to make this thing a little bit more reliable, I guess you could say, just so we don't have any problems or more failures with the air ride system. Let me show you what we did. Let's go over here, show you how easy all this is too. Let me make sure I got the light on. I do. All right, so I ended up getting this kit. This is a coilover. I guess it would be considered a coilover kit from Westar, I'm sorry, maybe Westar, sorry. But this kit includes everything. It's for the Cadillac 2000 to 05 DeVille, 99 to 02 Eldorado, and 98 to 04 Seville. So it comes with the shock, comes with your upper bushing and everything, all the hardware you need, and also comes with these little resistors. Not really sure what these are for yet, but my plan was to disconnect everything and pull the fuse for the for the compressor for the air ride, so the compressor stops turning on. So I'm not sure if we're actually going to need these. We'll see how it goes, but I just want to show you real fast how easy these are and give you a before and after real fast. Before we go too far, let's look at the before. When we get all said and done, we get these new shocks and springs on. I'll show you the after, but before we get too far into going or into installing, you can see this one is off of the passenger side. I had to change over the little bolts, I guess washer type things. I don't even know what these are called, but take these right here off of the old ones, put on the new ones, and then I had to build this up. You can see when you get it, it is fairly loose, and you have to add these washers to the top and bottom so you can put the flange on top and get this thing installed. How easy are these to install? Well, let me show you. With this on the top, it's right there. On the other side, it's right there. Real easy to get to. Nothing hard at all about these. On the bottom, the mounting is a 210 millimeters. They're pretty long. Fairly easy. They mount right up there. You can see this is the air line, but the front doesn't have air. I don't think it does. I'm gonna double check. And if it doesn't have air, we're just gonna disconnect the power to the compressor and turn it on and make sure we don't have any lights on the dash. And if we don't, we're just gonna leave it like that. I just wanted to show you that. So tag along with me real fast. We're gonna take off the other side. I'm gonna show you how fast and easy it is, and then we'll do a after view and see what the difference is. We'll do a little side by side or maybe top and bottom comparison of the before and after and see how it all looks. But I just want to tell you guys real fast about this Westar conversion kit. Seems like it's a pretty darn good idea. All right, let's go and take off this other side. All right, so got the wheel off. Actually, let me get my phone real fast. Get a before and after picture for my friend too. So we're gonna show him. Oops. All right. All right, so we'll get the before and after on that. Now what we're gonna do is take off this airline first. Oh, if we could do it. One hand makes it a little bit hard. Got it. Came right off. And what we're going to end up doing is just tucking this into the frame. I'm gonna zip tie it right there when we're all done. Now to get the bottom off, on the bottom right here, you have two, I believe they were 10 millimeter, really easy to get off. But first we need to move the jack under the lower control arm. And let's go ahead. Woo! Good thing that was set right. All right, get the jack under the control arm. Get a little bit of weight off of this. Here is the actual level sensor, and that might be what those relays are for, but I don't see how to take that apart or disconnect it. It might be up under there. I'm not going to worry about that because we're going to electronically disconnect everything. All right, so to get this shock off, the two on the bottom, two 10 millimeter, up top, inside here, this thing's a mess. Right inside here, these are 13 millimeter. All we gotta do is take these two off and it'll drop right down. Real easy to get this shock out. So first off, try to do this one-handed. Let's see. Actually, come up in here. You can see it only could go on one way, so just make sure you keep note of that. I'm not sure if you can put it on the wrong way, but it is oblong, so make sure you put it on the right way. Now we're going to come back over here, lower this jack just enough, and well, maybe more than that, I guess. Good. There you go. So what we need to do is build up the mount using the bushings or adapters, or not adapters, washers, I guess you could say, that are provided in the kit. And then down here we need to take these off and put them on the new strut. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so old one. Put it right onto here. Perfect. Now for this end, all we gotta do is take this nut off, take the bushing off, slide this here washer on, put that back on, put this washer on, and the nut. Now what we're going to try to do is line up the top of the strut in those holes. Like so. A lot harder with one hand, I'm telling you. Can this only go in one way? Try that again. Okay. All right, that was a lot easier said than done, getting that all lined up. And you can only put this in one direction. So the shorter side of the loop is on the outside. I guess you could say that's how it works out. And then get these lined up, get the screws started on the bottom. Let's get that going real fast. Let's go ahead and jack this up. Why? Is this not? Okay. That fits a little better. Get plate. Using my CC Tools extended ratchet, electric extended ratchet. I love this thing. And the other side. Now we're going to grab the torque wrench right there. Now the torque specifications are a little bit different depending on, super sweaty, depending on what make you have. And if you want real fast, let's run in there in the house and get on all data so you can see the different torque specs if you're doing this on a Cadillac DeVille. Let me show you the torque specs. And the RPO codes, so you know what kind or what model you have. The RPO codes are either in the glove box, on the driver door, or on this vehicle. They were under the back or under the spare wheel, in the wheel well, on the painted portion of the vehicle. Let's get over here. All right, so we have, we're gonna go to specifications, shock absorber, rear suspension, and you can see here are all the torque specs. You can see if you have the FE1 or FE3, this is your control arm. There's 10mm bolts on the bottom, 18 foot-pounds. Upper shock nuts for the FE1 and FE3 is 18 foot-pounds as well. On the lower control arm, if you have the FE7, the bolts are 27 foot-pounds. If you have the FE7, the shock tower nuts are 21 foot-pounds. So these are all of the torque specifications that you might need for the application of this. So let's run out there again, get this thing torqued down, get my light turned back on. All right, torque wrench. Here we go. Get back in there. Try not to get you guys bouncing around. Good. good. All right, so now all we got to do is put this little cover back on. Cover it back on. Up here, I removed the ABS fuse. Hopefully you can see it. Not ABS, sorry. The air pump fuse, which is, where was it? Number 45, air pump, 50 amp, which goes right there. And then back here at the air pump, I still somehow was getting power. And the air pump's located right here. Right there. I disconnected it. I turned it on. We're not getting any codes or anything. So we're gonna see how this works out. I am gonna put like a plastic bag over this or something and zip tie it on there and zip tie it up, just so in case they decide to go back to the airbag system, they could still use everything. And let me show you what I did with the airbag or the air line. And all I did was tuck it inside the frame right here, so it's not gonna get any dirt or anything in it. If they want to reuse it, they can still just pull it out and hook it up to the air shock and it'll be just fine. And we just got to get the wheel back on. So I'm gonna get the wheel back on and then we'll pull this out and we'll get a after video so we can do a comparison of what the ride height is. And then I'm gonna get everything tightened up, reinstall or put all the carpet stuff or the trim stuff, whatever this is, back in correctly, take this thing for a test drive, and as long as all goes well, you won't see me again after that. But first, like I said, let's get everything buttoned up. We'll do a before and after, and we'll finish this off. If you haven't done so yet, hit the like button right now, subscribe, share, comment below, please. So you can see this here is the after, driving around the block, coming back, letting everything level out. This is what it looked like after. Very similar ride height from what it was before, maybe a tad bit higher, but the difference is right now, I've driven this vehicle 27 miles now. I'm going to drop it off. It's the town over. And it's night and day. Honestly, this thing was vibrating like crazy earlier. It felt like it was in the front, but I bet those rear wheels were just not being held to the ground. And it's night and day, trust me. So if you have problems with the air leveling system or the air ride system, I'm getting dark because I'm out of the sun. Let me get some more light in here. Whoa, almost hit us. Whoa, and then I'm gonna crash. Ah! All right, now it's too bright. Glasses time. All right, try this again. So if you are having problems with your air ride system, this might be a good answer for you, is converting over to the pretty much coilover set. Again, night and day, really easy to do. And for the price of one factory shock with the air ride system, you could get the kit. So well worth it. I highly recommend it. Look for a link in the description below. The one I bought, I think that was the last one, but if there's any more stocked, I'll put a link in the description below so you can go check those out. Hopefully this video helped you out, and if it did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, check out the video library for a ton of automotive helpful DIY videos and emissions deregulations videos. Thanks for checking out Scotties Hobbies, and I will see you guys on the next, hopefully helpful video.